Stop being so dramatic. If men could carry children, you wouldn't even hear a single complaint. Our mothers delivered inside farms, some inside the rivers while fetching water. You women of this generation have gone so soft. Sophia, once upon a time, in Umoi village, there was a man that everybody knew. Not because he was rich, not because he was handsome, not because he was kind. They knew him because, this man was stingy like dry season. His name was Nwafo Ego. But in the village, nobody called him that again. They called him Nwafo Bam Bam, because anytime you asked him for help, his mouth would always close tight like padlock. If someone sneezed near him, he would suspect they wanted to collect his breath. If you greeted him too happily, he would frown and ask, "Why are you smiling like that? Are you expecting something?" That was the kind of man Nwafo was. But the thing was, Nwafo was not always stingy. No, he became stingy because poverty flogged him until his brain changed and no one ever offered to help him. Hey, this man suffered. He suffered tire. Nwafo grew up in a mud house that leaned like an old man's waist. When rain fell, the roof would leak like baskets. When the wind blew, their door would shout, "Bah, bah, bah," as if it wanted to run away. His father died early, leaving him with a mother and 3 younger siblings. Their food was not food. Their food was survival of hunger. Some days, they ate garri with salt. Some days, it was garri with only water. And some other days, they can't even afford the garri. Nwafo used to go to the market to carry load for people. He would carry bags of rice, heaps of yams. He pushed wheelbarrows filled with market products. He even carried a live goat once. That goat embarrassed him that day. The goat jumped down from his head and ran into the market, and everybody started laughing. Look at Nwafo. Even goat is rejecting him. Poverty has turned him into a goat's houseboy. It was not funny to Nwafo. He swallowed tears and said inside his heart, "One day, I will make it. And when I make it, nobody will ever chop my sweat." That was the day stinginess entered him like spirit. From that time, Nwafo started guarding every coin like it was gold. If he got 10 naira, he would spend 2 naira and hide it. If you asked him for 5 naira, he will tell you, "I don't have," even when he had though. If his mother cooked soup, especially if he was the one that bought the items for the soup, Nwafo would be measuring the soup with his eyes. If his younger brother took 1 extra spoon, Nwafo would shout, "Are you eating for 2 people? Is your stomach a community pot?" His mother, Mama Nwafo, used to shake her head and say, "My son, poverty is not a license to become stone." She always warned him with a pitiful look. But Nwafo did not hear. All he heard was, "Save, guard, protect, don't share." Because in his mind, sharing was what made people poor, and he needed to grow his wealth to escape poverty and mockery. And as he grew older, it became even more serious. He married a woman named Ngozi, a soft, hardworking woman. Ngozi's laughter was sweet. Her heart was warm, her patience was long like Enugu Express Road. But Nwafo was the type of husband that could buy his wife wrapper and still say, "Don't dirty it though. Do you know how much I suffered before I bought it? He was so petty with every gift he gave her, and they weren't even many to begin with. They had 2 children, a boy and a girl. The boy was named Chidebere, the girl was named Amarachi. Those children were very good looking, always obedient, but they lived like they were begging inside their own house, because Nwafo treated money like it was a jealous wife. If his children asked for biscuits, he would say, "Go and drink water, water is free." If Ngozi asked for money to buy new slippers, he would reply, "Is the ground fighting you? Walk barefoot." That's what our mothers did. She would just sigh in frustration and move on. Even when his wife became pregnant again and her body ached, she told Nwafo she needed to visit the village hospital. But Nwafo, he was already thinking of the money that would leave his box. "Pregnancy is not sickness," he said to her. "Stop being so dramatic. If men could carry children, you wouldn't even hear a single complaint. Our mothers delivered inside farms, some inside the rivers while fetching water. You women of this generation have gone so soft. Sophia, what?" Ngozi just looked at him and sighed in pain and disbelief, because arguing with Nwafo was like arguing with a rock. No matter how much spit you wasted on him, trying to get him to do something, it always proved futile. So they lived like that until one day, something happened. Something that changed Nwafo's destiny forever. The kind of thing that makes people shout, "God has remembered me," and makes stingy people shout, "My money is now my God." It started in the most unexpected way. One hot afternoon, Nwafo went to the roadside to relax after a long, hard day. He didn't have any job to do all day, so he went there to just avoid people, especially his wife, who kept asking him for basic things which he felt were unnecessary. He sat there to while away time and to get any interesting information that could entertain him. That spot was usually for the drunk and lazy men in the village who had little or nothing to do, and their jokes usually made Nwafo forget his sorrow, even though he would never use his own money to buy himself a drink. That afternoon, the sun in Umoi was not smiling. It was hot, the kind of heat that makes lizard lift one leg. Nwafo sat under the mango tree by the roadside, chewing his bitter cola slowly, as if chewing his destiny. He just sat there watching and listening aimlessly until something captured his attention. 2 men were standing close by the roadside. Big men, city men. Their clothes looked neat. Their shoes were expensive. Their voices rich and low, but their confidence was loud. One of them was saying, "This supply deal is very big. If we can just get someone trustworthy from here, then it's a done deal." The other nodded. "The problem is trust. We need somebody reliable, somebody who will not run away with our money, and someone who can keep neat record." At that point, Nwafo's ears stretched like antenna. Reliable, not run away with money. If there was anything Nwafo was known for, it was that he guarded money like his own blood. He cleared his throat. Not too loud, just enough for them to hear him. "Excuse me," he said carefully. "Sorry for interrupting. I just overheard you saying something that captured my attention. Please, which kind of supply are you talking about?" The men looked at him from head to toe. They saw his old slippers, his faded shirt. They saw poverty sitting quietly on his shoulder. One of them almost dismissed him with his eyes, but the other men paused. "What do you do?" the man asked. Nwafo sat up straighter. "I do small business. I buy and sell. I'm honest. I don't joke with money, and I don't take what does not belong to me." The men exchanged looks. "How many years experience?" "Since hunger started torturing me, and that's almost my entire life," Nwafo replied. That answer made one of them laugh. "Sometimes, honesty smells different. Besides, I like your audacity." They told him about the deal. Supply of goods. "We need someone to run a warehouse that we are setting up here in this village. The job is simple. Just to make sure the right quantity and amount of products get to the right place and at the right time. It's a simple work, yet technical at the same time. You will make good profits. We just need someone on ground, someone local, someone who understands the people, someone who wouldn't inflate prices or disappear with our money." Nwafo's heart started beating like a talking drum. "Even if it's small profits, please, I will do it," he said quickly. "I just want an opportunity." The man stared at him, loving his eagerness. Then, the older one said, "Okay, we will give you a trial. Let's see how you perform in the next few days." Trial? That word alone almost made Nwafo faint. They exchanged numbers and left. Nwafo stood there for a long time after they had gone. He didn't jump, he didn't shout, he didn't even celebrate. He just whispered, "God, if this is joke, don't let it break me." The work started the following week. Nwafo woke up before cock crew. He trekked instead of using bike. Transport money was still money. He negotiated like a hungry lawyer. He cut out unnecessary expenses. He monitored every kobo. When somebody tried to cheat him, Nwafo cut it. When someone tried to inflate prices, he blocked it. People started talking. Nwafo is too sharp. He counts money with his eyes. He doesn't joke. He was good at his job and maybe too good. The men came back and were impressed with how things were going. The trial had ended and still things kept going smoothly. Nwafo might be more stingy than a dog that refuses to share its meat with anyone else. But he was never akin to laziness. One day, they sat him down. "Nwafo, we are seeing what you are doing in this warehouse, and we must say we are impressed. Your dedication is remarkable." He smiled, feeling fulfilled, and thanked them. They brought out a huge fat envelope with a figure written on it and handed it over to him. Nwafo looked at the figure once. He looked again the third time. He thought his eyes were lying. This money was more than everything he had ever seen in his life. His hand started shaking. "Is this correct?" he asked quietly and a little bit scared, cause he hadn't seen such amounts before in his life. The man smiled. "It's correct, and that's just profit. Keep doing what you are doing and you will get more in the coming future." Profits. That word entered Nwafo's soul and refused to leave. From that day, things began to change. More deals came, bigger deals, faster deals. Nwafo stopped trekking. He started using bike, then tricycles. Every milestone he reached made him want to upgrade. Then taxes. Money started entering his house like water. But still, his family lived like beggars. Nwafo still measured everything with tapes and demanded for lists before his wife would go to the market. "I didn't make money to waste. So when you get to the market, make sure you price everything properly and look for the cheapest." His wife would just stare at him with tears in her eyes. Nwafo became more seriously stingy. Instead of loosening him, money tightened him. He started locking doors more, counting more money, checking receipts again and again. If someone greeted him, he would ask, "What do you want?" He even stopped sitting under the mango tree. Now people came to meet him. And he even avoided conversations with people, so it wouldn't help in, "Please, can you help me?" And then, one evening, as Nwafo sat in his room counting money until his fingers ached, an idea slapped him. A strong idea, a dangerous idea. "I need a car." He said it slowly. "A car that will protect me. A car that will show people I have arrived. A car that will help me move my money around so that my wife will not see it." When Ngozi heard the good news, she smiled. "That's good," she said. "It will help the family." Nwafo frowned slightly. The family, yes, okay," he replied. "But most especially me." That night, Nwafo could not sleep. In his dreams, he saw himself driving, people pointing, dust rising, respect, power, his status rising immediately. And somewhere in that dream, his heart whispered something dangerous. If you lose everything else, as long as you have your car, you are still a man. That was the night. The car entered his heart before it entered his compound. The day Nwafo bought the car, Umoi village did not rest. The news ran faster than bicycle with no brake. "Nwafo has bought a car. Nwafo has bought a car." "Which Nwafo?" people asked. "That Nwafo. Hey, the stingy one. Wonders shall never end." People gathered like it was market day. By evening, the car entered the village. And it was not just any car. It was a clean, shining, fairly used Toyota that looked like it had never tasted pothole before. The sun hit the bonnet and bounced back. The wind admired it. Dust respected it. When Nwafo stepped out of the driver's seat, his chest was doing whim, 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 like talking drum. He adjusted his shirt, cleared his throat. People clapped. Some clapped genuinely. Others clapped out of shock. Some clapped because their hands were itching. Ngozi rushed out with the children. "Papa Chidio, my husband, congratulations. We now have a car." The children jumped around. "Papa bought a car. Papa bought a car." Nwafo raised his hand sharply. "Stop running near it. Are you mad? Do you want to scratch it with your leg?" The children froze. Ngozi laughed nervously. "They're just excited, Papa Chidi," she said. But Nwafo did not smile. "Excitement does not repair scratch," he replied. That night, Nwafo could not eat well. He was not hungry. His stomach was so filled with joy. He kept going outside to look at the car, touching the bonnet, cleaning off imaginary dust. Ngozi watched him. "You should come and sleep," she said. "The car is not running. Mosquito will finish you." Nwafo shook his head. "I will just stay small." Small turned into long. When Ngozi woke up at midnight, Nwafo was not on the bed. She went outside and saw him sleeping inside the car. "What?" she blinked. "Nwafo, what are you doing there?" He sat up immediately. "Can't you see dew?" he replied angrily. "If dew touches this car, the paint will fade." Ngozi stared at him. "Pains? And what about you?" Nwafo waved his hand. "I can manage. Human body is strong." That was the first sign. And after that day, things got worse. The car got a name, not just any name. Nwafo named it My Blessing. Every morning, before greeting his wife, before greeting his children, before greeting his own mother, Wafo would greet the car. Good morning, my blessing. He washed it like a newborn baby. Warm water, soft sponge, clean towel. He warned everybody. No touching, no leaning, no sitting, no breathing near it. If a chicken walked close to the tire, Wafo would shout, "Hey, shift your life!" The car slept under shade, while his children slept under heat. One day, rain started falling heavily. Thunder shouted, lightning danced. Ngozi rushed out. "Wafo, rain is entering our room." Wafo jumped up. My car! My car! My car! He ran outside and drove the car. Guess what, besties? He parked it directly in front of the entrance of the house so that the roof could shade it to an extent while blocking the exit. He didn't even care about the fact that water was coming into the room where his family were sleeping. Ngozi stood there, mouth open. How will we get out now? Rain is dealing with me and your children inside, and you are busy worried about the car. Wafo looked at her and replied sharply, "And so, is it not water? The same one that you used to bathe with? This rain is not friendly. Your children are inside the rain. How can you even say such a thing to me? Is the car more important than your family?" Ngozi said angrily with tears as she stormed away. From that day, the car became the real owner of the house. If his children were late for school, Wafo would say, "Walk in built legs. Back in my days, I trekked for hours and even climbed mountains to get to school." If his mother complained of sickness and needed to go to the hospital, he would reply, "The hospital road has potholes. Let's get a tricycle or something. What about traditional herbs? They are way more effective anyways. Why are you even going to the hospital?" Then, one fateful evening, Ngozi was in labor, real labor. Sweat poured. Pain shook her body. "Please, take me to the hospital," she cried. Wafo looked outside. It had just rained and the road was muddy. He scratched his head while conflicted. "The road is bad. My tire wouldn't recover from this road," he said. Ngozi screamed in rage. "Is the road more important than my life, Wafo?" Wafo sighed deeply. "I know what to do, don't worry. We will manage a bike. I'll call a bike." Then he called one. Ngozi delivered that child in a bush after the bike had to stop on the road because the baby was already here and they couldn't get there on time. Immediately after that, she was rushed to the hospital for checkup and cleanup, while the car slept peacefully at home. The villagers started whispering, "This man has married his cow. That car is his first wife. The woman is just managing. God forbid. That woman is going through a lot. It can never be me. I would set that car on fire to Fiakwa." Children started calling him Papa Motu wherever he went. They even went ahead to create a song for him.
Boom, boom, Papa Mota, Papa Mota, Mota is his wife. Papa Mota, Papa Mota, Mota is his life. He quits the car in the morning, quits the car at night. If you touch the bonnet small, Papa Mota will fight. Boom, boom, Papa Mota, Papa Mota, Mota is his wife. Papa Mota, Papa Mota, Mota is his wife. The motor and the house, Mama they cry, motor they shine. fall, Papa they fear. Motor they inside, family they outside here. Vroom, vroom. Papa motor, Papa motor, Papa motor. Motor is his wife. Papa motor, Papa motor, Papa motor. Motor is his life. Papa motor, Papa motor, Papa motor. Motor is his life. Papa motor, Papa motor, Papa motor. Motor is his life. Papa motor. Engine sound effects, exaggerate teasing shouts. Lift the energy high, exciting and funny from start to finish. Papa motor, Papa motor, Papa motor. Motor is his wife. Papa motor, Papa motor, Papa motor. Motor is his cow. Now motor run the house. Mama they cry, motor they shine. Children they trek, motor they find. Rain they fall, Papa they fear. Motor they inside, family they outside here. Zoom, zoom. Papa motor, Papa motor, Papa motor. Motor is his wife. Papa motor, Papa motor, Papa motor. Motor is his life. Come on, they grow. Papa motor, Papa motor, Papa motor. Motor is his life. Papa motor, Papa motor, Papa motor. Motor is his life. Come on, they grow.
The children would sing and dance whenever they saw Nwafo coming. But Nwafo did not hear the shame. All he heard was his engine sound. He would sit inside the car for hours, lock the door, turn on the engine, and smile to himself. Human beings can betray you, he would say, but engine never lies. He would turn on music and have a self-celebration, which made him feel like he was on top of the world. That was when Umoi village knew that this man was irreparable. His heart had turned to metal, and metal does not feel. After the children's song entered Umoi, Nwafo could no longer walk freely on the road anywhere he passed, from behind trees, from inside compounds, from the mouth of children with dry lips and dirty knees. The song would rise, Papa Moto, Papa Moto, Moto is his life. At first, Nwafo pretended not to hear. He moved faster. He cleared his throat loudly. But songs are stubborn, they follow people around. His ears began to burn. Stupid children, he muttered. The song began to annoy him. Don't they have things to do at home? Don't they have homework? See how uselessly they wander around the village. But deep inside, something pricked him, just small. Not enough to change him, not yet. At home, things were worse. Ngozi had stopped talking to him. The shame he brought on the family was so great that she hated going to the market. Because that shame he didn't feel, she felt it for him. She had learned that Nwafo's ears were no longer connected to his heart. One morning, she said quietly, Chidebere's sandals are torn. He is trekking barefoot. Are you not embarrassed? Even if not for yourself, but for me and him, what will his friends say? His father has a car. His father drives around the village while his children look like beggars. What will other parents say? Nwafo did not look up from his newspaper. Feet are free. God has blessed us with beautiful feet. Sandals are luxury. I think I have my old sandals from school lying under the bed. It's still very strong, unlike the inferior things they make today. He can check if it's his size, he can still use them. Ngozi stared in absolute horror. Another day she tried again. Her daughter's school fees. Did they chase her one for cut in? If they haven't chased her from school, then it's not urgent. The schools think they are wise. Gussie swallowed her words and walked away, unsure of what to do or say next. The little money she made was not even enough to take care of the family, and Nwafo didn't care about them. All he cared about was his car. Then came one evening. Nwafo's mother became sick. She was coughing badly. I saw her chest burnt. Nwafo glanced at her. These things are expected, Mama. You are old and this is old age. I've told you severally to be taking these herbs. Those herbs Mazi Uche made for you, but you don't like to listen. You want to go for expensive treatments. How do you think I make the money? I don't know. Maybe you should drink hot water so that all this drama will stop. The old woman stared at him for a long moment. Then she stood up slowly and left. She didn't cry out, but her eyes carried disappointment like heavy load. The car, meanwhile, lived like a king. New seats every time, air freshener, new polish. Nwafo spent more time with it than he did with human beings. He would sit inside, doors locked, engine on, enjoying the sound. Listen to that sound, he would whisper. Smooth, loyal. One day, his son Chidebere stood by the car quietly. Papa, he asked, can I sit inside small with you? Please, he said enthusiastically. Nwafo turned sharply. Sit inside. For what? Is the compound not big enough for you to play? Is the air not blowing well around you? What do you want to do inside the car? I just want to feel how it is inside, the boy replied. Nwafo's face hardened. This car is not a toy, he snapped. I worked hard to own it. Go and read your book and stop disturbing me. What is your problem? The boy nodded and walked away. That evening, Ngozi found her son crying quietly. My son, what happened? She asked. Papa doesn't like me, the boy whispered. He likes his car more. Ngozi held her son and closed her eyes. Don't worry, he does. He's just protecting it, she said clearly, lying. Even husband and wife had become strangers in their own home. At night, Nwafo slept inside the car. Ngozi slept alone, slowly regretting marrying Nwafo. She was only enduring for her children. Everybody started talking openly now. This man is wicked. Money entered him and turned him into stone. Hey, may the gods help his family. Nwafo heard everything, but instead of changing, he grew proud. Let them talk, he told himself. Talk doesn't buy engine. Neither does it change faded paints. One afternoon, trouble knocked. Mama Nwafo collapsed in her hut. People rushed to call Nwafo. Your mother has fallen. She is not breathing well. Nwafo rushed out. He looked at the sun, the dust, the bad road, and hesitated. What if something scratches my car? Or dirt. I just washed it, he thought. He turned back inside. We'll use a taxi, he said. But it took them at least 30 minutes before they found one. Even when people told him to stop wasting time and drive his mother there, he refused, and eventually the taxi came. But unfortunately, before they reached the hospital, Mama Nwafo died. Nwafo stood there in silence. By the taxi outside the hospital, lost in thoughts and shame. For the first time, the car did not comfort him, but he swallowed it. The mob that rushed his mother to the hospital rained curses on him. Everyone was so disappointed and angry at him. How could you choose a material thing over your mother's health? Women asked each other in anger and shame for Nwafo. At the burial, Nwafo did not cry. He consoled himself that whenever it was your time and death came, it will take you. His family members were the ones focused on burying his mother. His only focus was where to park the car so that the dust from the grave wouldn't touch it. Then life decided to shout loudly. That night, while Umoi slept, the moon was dull, the air was heavy. The kind of night that carries bad news quietly. Ngozi had just put the children to bed. They lay on the mat, stomach half full, dreams half alive. Nwafo was not inside. As usual, he was outside. Inside the car, with the engines off, doors locked, windows slightly open. He lay across the seat like a proud king guarding his throne. He murmured, rubbing the steering. My blessing, my life. Who knew I would ever make it in this life? Then, bah! A strange sound. Ngozi sat up. What was that, he whispered. Before she could think, fire. Not small fire, not candle fire, real fire. Flames burst from the kitchen side of the house, licking the roof like hungry dogs. Someone had forgotten a hot coal. Dry season did not rest. Ngozi screamed, fire! Fire! Neighbors jumped up, dogs barked. People ran with buckets of waters. The children woke up screaming, Mama! Papa! Ngozi was with the children trapped inside the house as smoke filled the air. She screamed again, Nwafo! Nwafo, fire! Nwafo jumped out of the car, his eyes widened. Fire! Fire! His house! He stinks! Then his eyes shifted to the car, parked close, too close. What about my car? She shouted. Ngozi screamed. The children! My children! She cried. The fire is coming inside. Nwafo ran away. Wait, let me move my car first. I need to move my car. He moved straight to the car. Neighbors shouted, Nwafo, your children, your wife. But Nwafo had only one thought, save the car. He entered it, turned the key. The engine refused. Start, he screamed. Start, you stupid thing. Fire crackled closer. Ngozi screamed louder. The children cried. A neighbor rushed in and pulled the children out. Another dragged Ngozi away while she backed her baby. The roof finally collapsed. Boom. Fire swallowed the house. Nwafo finally got the car to start and drove back quickly. But damages had already been done to the house. The house was gone. Their clothes, documents, memories, everything gone. As for the car, it was still standing, untouched, shining. Smoke danced around it, but the metal stood strong. People stared in silence. He saved the car. Almost lost his family and lost the house, one woman whispered. Nwafo fell to his knees. He did not cry. He crawled towards the car and hugged the bonnet. My blessing, he whispered shakily. You are safe for me. That was when Ngozi broke. She walked up to him slowly. Her wrapper was burnt at the edge. Her face was black with soot and pure rage. Her eyes were red. She looked at him, long, hard. Then she said quietly, You chose well. Nwafo looked up. What do you mean? You've saved what you love, she pointed. Then she turned, took her children by the hand and walked away. The children did not look back. The villagers did not even speak. The fire died down quietly. Nwafo remained there, kneeling, holding the car, like a widow holding coffin. Morning came, not gently, not with hope. It came with ash, where Nwafo's house once stood. There was nothing but black ground, broken wood, and smoke that refused to leave. Nwafo sat on a stone, his eyes swollen, his shirt dirty, his heart heavy. His car stood beside him, clean, shiny, untouched. People passed and shook their heads. Hey! So this is how money turns people. Ngozi did not return. The children did not return. They had gone to her brother's house in another village. Nwafo slept inside his car that night, but sleep did not come. The engine was silent. The seat was cold. For the first time, the car did not feel like comfort. It felt like company without warmth. By the third day, hunger knocked. There was no kitchen, no pot, no food. By the fifth day, Nwafo was frustrated, hungry, and very weak. He had no money on him. He needed to rebuild his hut. He needed food, even if it was little. He needed clothes. The last money he had before the incident had just been spent on repainting the car. And what was left of it was meaningless. The car moved smoothly, but his life didn't. One evening, rain started. A very heavy rain. Nwafo was inside his car. There was no house to hide it in anymore. The rain beat the roof hard, the wind howled, cold entered his bones. He hugged himself. Hey, what have I done to myself? He cried. He shook his head violently. Everyone refused to offer him food or even shelter. The entire village knew that Nwafo helped no one. Days passed, and one night thieves came. They had watched and monitored him. They knew he slept inside the car. They smashed the window, dragged him out, beat him up mercilessly, took his car keys, and drove off with the car. Yes, they stole it. Nwafo lay on the ground that day, blood on his lips, rain on his face. The sound of the engine faded into the night. "My blessing!" he screamed. But nobody answered him. He cried and cried until he fainted. When he woke up, he was in the hut of a neighbor. An old woman sat beside him. She gave him water. "Where is my car?" he asked weakly. "Gone," the woman sighed. The word hit him harder than fire. Gone, just like that. No goodbye, no funeral. Nwafo stared at the ceiling. His chest shook. Then he cried. Not small crying, no, real crying. The kind of crying that removes pride. "I destroyed my life," he sobbed. "I drove away my family. I worshipped my car, and now it has left me." Nobody laughed. Nobody mocked. Because the lesson was already heavy. By morning, the children's song returned, but this time it was slow and sad. Nwafo covered his ears. For the first time, he felt the full weight of his foolishness. And he whispered the words he had never said before. "I was wrong." But apology is easy. Repairing damage is hard. Nwafo did not stand up quickly. His pride was gone. But shame was still heavy on his chest. For days, he stayed in the kind neighbor's hut, eating small food, sleeping on hard floor, listening to rain talk to the roof. One morning, he decided to go look for his family. He wore the only shirt that survived the fire. It was faded and wrinkled. He trekked the long and dusty road with the same legs he once said should build strength. Every step reminded him of the children trekking to school while his car slept. By afternoon, he reached Ngozi's brother's compound. Ngozi saw him from afar. She froze. The children hid behind her. Nwafo stopped. He did not enter. He just knelt right there on the sand. People gathered quietly. Ngozi, he said, his voice shaking, have come empty. No excuse, no explanation for my actions. I have realized my mistake. I loved my car more than my life. I forgot that a man without his family is poorer than a beggar. Ngozi's eyes filled with tears as she remembered all she went through with her children in the hands of Nwafo. Is it the fire, she asked, or the stolen car that taught you? Both, Nwafo replied, but mostly losing you and the children. The children stared at him like strangers. I cannot return, Ngozi said finally. You need to go and learn how to be human again. Those words pierced him. He nodded, stood up slowly, and walked away. That same night, Nwafo slept under a tree. The moon watched him, the stars said nothing. Everything he had done lay bare before him. He returned to Umoi. The important office documents he held got burnt in fire, so he was sacked. He started from zero. He farmed again, carried load again. People watched in disbelief. Is that Nwafo? He worked without complaints. When someone now asked him for help, he gave, even when it hurt. He would save up, buy things, and take to his children and wife. Slowly, people noticed. Weeks passed, months passed, and then a few years. One evening, Ngozi came with her children. She watched him working in the farm, his body covered with sweat, but peace sat on his face. The children ran to him. Papa! He knelt and hugged them tightly, tears falling from his face. Ngozi stood there. She nodded once. Truly, Nwafo had changed. He now looked after them, cared for his family, even when she refused to come back to him. There was hope. Nwafo had learned his lesson. A man does not arrive when he buys a car. He arrives when his heart learns sense. When he later rebuilt his life slowly, his family returned, and slowly they tried to rekindle their relationship. Peace finally entered the compound again. Nwafo never bought another car in a hurry, and when he eventually did years later, he parked it outside and went inside to sit with his family. He even moved his family around with it, whether it rained or whether the sun was high in the sky. And he helped anyone in need when he could. The car was no longer his life because he had learned the hard truth. Never value things that can be replaced above things that cannot be replaced. Hey besties, we've come to the end of the story and I hope you enjoyed it as much as you enjoyed making it. I would love you to share your thoughts in the comments section. And please subscribe if you are yet to subscribe. Thank you so much for your love and support. Right now, I'll have to go and see you in our next story. Bye!
Gather round the fire, children, and know. Come hear a tale that's yet to be told. Epic tales by Mara's voice, of tricksters, queens, and lovers' joy, where trees can talk and spirits roam, and every heart can find a home. your ear.